want to give you a little behind the scenes into how I created this brand for a psychologist in Brisbane called Shannon Brooke. So I eventually made her the brand identity, some collateral like brochures and business cards, and also a website. And I kicked off the project by starting with a brand workshop, and that's what really helped us nail down the creative direction. So she started her project by filling out a questionnaire and giving me some inspirations. And then what I do is analyze all of her answers and pop it into a brand strategy workshop that we do together. In the workshop, we go over the brand characteristics, the general mood. We talk about her audience and the things that they're drawn to. We also talk about, the things the audience that she's trying to attract will trust and feel drawn to in detail. We kind of go through a bunch of different things. We wanted this to be luxurious, soft with strength, minimal with meaning, symbolic, not super literal, and emotionally safe. And then I also get her to do this activity where she looks for the different ends of the spectrum between two descriptors of the brand. That way it really helps me nail down like how feminine or, typically feminine, or do we want it to have a universal appeal? She did mention pinks at the beginning and really feminine things. So I really wanted to nail down how close to that we wanted to go. We also looked at other brand inspirations that were outside of her industry. So she mentioned some of these brands and we kind of nailed down why she liked them. Is there anything we could take from what they might be doing that would influence how we could approach the aesthetic? And then I presented her with 3 creative directions we could possibly go in, and I went into those in detail on the call with her. The first one was really what she had started describing that she wanted, was this very like feminine blush pinks, really warm. But we also looked at refined neutrals, which is a bit more timeless, a bit more broad appeal, warm ivories and browns, luxury, a bit quieter emotionally at first glance. And we also looked at this one that was kind of out of left field, but I thought I would show it to her, which was really calming, wise, really thoughtful, muted sage greens. Green gives clarity and wisdom, so I thought we would take some cues from color, but it was a direction that I would, explore if she wanted to further. I also clarified that this was to nail down a direction alignment so we could agree on that clear direction before I would go into developing out concepts for logos and color palettes and things like that. And what that does is it allows us to have a really great foundation before we get into any of the weeds, any of the details. So on the call, it was really clear that she was drawn to refined neutrals. I also thought it was the best fit, seeing as how our audience was really broad. And we didn't want to alienate a portion of the audience by having something that was too niche. So we went with refined neutrals. And in the end, her brand looks like this. This is the brochure that I created for her. This is just a part of the website that was created. This was a part where we had quite a bit of information to give, but really soft browns, really clear, clean, high-end, but not inaccessible. She was also really drawn to the monogram logo, but I wanted to give her something that was really distinct and that she could use in a lot of different applications, that was really classy, high-end, and I think we achieved that with the S and the B here. You can see how the branding came together. Hopefully this gives you a bit more information of what my branding process is like, and if you're interested in branding for your own business, I'd love to chat.